We are live in Cairns in far north Queensland. Now, this is a crucial seat. This is the federal seat of Leichhardt. Now, it's been won by the Liberals for 9 of the last 10 election campaigns. That's largely down to the longevity and the popularity of the sitting MP, Warren Entsch. But Entschy, as he's known, has retired. He's not standing this time around, which makes it a toss-up seat. The margin at the moment is a shade over 3%, and that's why Peter Dutton and Anthony Albanese have been spending so much time campaigning here. Both feel like this one is up for grabs. So we got out amongst the people yesterday afternoon after we arrived to get a sense of how they're feeling about things at the moment. Here's what they had to tell us.
MAGA, make Albo go away.
What do you make of the state of the country right now?
Oh, we're going down the toilet. I feel like we are just so focused on the wrong things. Dare I say woke, but everyone says that.
Probably just someone trying to fix the youth crime around here. It's pretty bad. I've had experiences here with a stolen car, my house getting broken into, and yeah, just someone who's trying to make a change. I'll probably be voting for them, but nothing really changing at the moment.
We hardly go out because it's too expensive, and it has got worse since COVID. It has actually. We used to be able to afford to go out, but a lot of restaurants are closing down and that.
They are.
Yeah, then other things pop up, yes, but then they don't last.
So Warren Entsch, he's pretty much held the seat for the most part of the last 30 years, so that's some pretty big shoes to fill for his replacement, Jeremy Neal, for the LNP, who we spoke to a little bit earlier, and also the Labor Party representative, the Big Matt Smith, Big Matt as they call him because he's at 7 feet tall. They joined us on the program today, and here's their pitch to voters.
You know, we've had our youth crime epidemic up here, so there's some optimism around our $750 million plan for crime, around organised crime and drug smuggling. Housing, we announced $33 million yesterday, I believe, for some housing projects in Cairns with the council. And cost of living's huge. I mean, that Bruce Highway, you've got to truck all our goods up here. The price of fuel's nearly $2 a litre for diesel up here, so the 25 cents a litre off your fuel is being felt very well.
Cost of living is coming up a lot, and people have been really happy with the cost of living relief that's been provided by this government, particularly around energy rebates up here, and obviously the continuation of that. And people are looking for a future for their children. So fee-free TAFE has played into that, diversifying the economy up here in Cairns. And when you head up the Cape a bit more, it really is about those economic opportunities.
Oh man, makes me feel like I'm 4 foot tall. Looking back at that video there of that chat with Matt, nice to talk to someone who's back at my height. Al Milne joins us now. So we've heard from the people and the contenders. Now I want to get a sense of how business is doing, and businessmen don't come much bigger or well known than Al Milne here. Is the former CEO of Skytrans, former Qantas executive, the former boss of Air Niugini as well. So he knows what he's talking about. Just from a business sense, Al, how are the people of the Far North doing? How have business been going over the past 3 years?
Yeah, it's a good question, Pete. Of course, as you mentioned, we've had Warren Entsch sitting over the top of us, looking after us for the last 26 years and more. So it's going to be interesting for the 2 new candidates to see who can step into those shoes. The last 3 years has been good for Cairns. We've seen a return in our numbers. The airport's doing record passengers now, which is just fantastic. We're back above pre-COVID levels now. So it's looking really good for Cairns at the moment.
Do you think either of the contenders are resonating that much? I mean, as you said there, Warren Entsch, he's such a big figure, and now the community, and 80% of the voters in Leichhardt are in Cairns. I mean, do they know the candidates?
I think that's going to be the big catch, is who can swing that popularity vote, because that's what Warren had. And they're both new. And they're both going to have to put in a fair amount of work over the next week to try to claw that back.
So when it comes to running a business here, is there a suite of policies that's better for business at the moment, whether it's the Liberals or whether it's Labor?
Yeah, look, that's an interesting question. Certainly from an aviation perspective, we're very keen to see what the parties are going to do for regional aviation. Since moving to Cairns 5 years ago, I've seen the importance of regional aviation, not just for Far North Queensland, but Australia as a whole. So any of the parties that are going to look at supporting regional aviation to make sure that the connectivity of those areas is maintained is going to be very important to us, and to our industry.
When it comes to aviation and regional aviation in particular, of course, we had the story, the demise of Rex last year, which is being helped in some capacity at the moment. What sort of opportunities does that present for the smaller airlines, and what help do you think the government whoever wins this Saturday could be providing to those smaller operators?
Yeah, look, it's a really good question, Pete, because there are a lot of smaller operators out there. It isn't just Rex as the regional airline in Australia. There's many. There's Skytrans in Cairns, for example, that provides an amazing service to the far north, to Cape York, etc. That's where I think the governments should be looking at, supporting these other profitable, well-managed, well-run airlines.
We've seen a lot of, when it comes to business too, I mean, all around the country we've seen a lot of businesses go under, you know, the cost of living, etc. But just as a local, I'm wondering, are people still out and about? You mentioned that the tourism's pretty good here, the airline's full. I mean, is it caught in the grips of the cost of living crisis or not?
Look, it is. It's difficult, you know, and especially far north, things are more expensive up here. You know, we have a long way to ship items to get to here, and even worse, further north. So, it is a pressure, and, you know, the two candidates are going to have to look at that.
All right. Al Milne, good to see you. He's also a friend of mine, so doubly good to see you this morning. And, my mum's just emerged behind the camera. We can't turn that around. Do you want to come and talk about... No, you can't. You don't have a microphone. Forget that. That's us for the moment. Kenny, back to you. So there's just a little flavour of how things are going. Sans my mum, Jenny, this time around, unfortunately.